Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush, and we have what a cocktail we have for you today. It is a very simple cocktail that took a little bit of preparation, but sometimes those are the best. We go off of things that have been done before and we shoosh them in to the regular cocktail pipeline. We are making a cocktail tonight called the Pineapple Martinique. Now, if you if you're transcribing everything I say right now, if you look right in the middle of that word, you will see the word, or those words, you will see the two words, Apple Martini. I am on a crash collision course right now to create a menu. I'm trying my very best to keep it as tiki as possible without just reusing 1,000 Dawn and Vic and Steve and Martin Crane cocktail. I'm trying to, or Martin Kate cocktails. I'm trying my very best to explore the entire pantheon of what can be considered a tiki cocktail. So in this, we are going to put the rules that we talk about on this show all the time, which is there are really only 7 cocktails, and from there we can start to adjust things. Most tiki cocktails come in the form of a cocktail called the punch. 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, 3 strong, 4 weak, a little spice to make it all nice, right? We see some cocktails that end up in the sour category, some cocktails that end up in the daisy category. We don't find a lot of cocktails that end up in the Martinez Manhattan category. We don't find a lot of them that end up in the old-fashioned category, but we are working on them currently to see if we can't find a way to bring all the groups together. So we have gone back into my little black book of cocktailing, and we are going to make a cocktail called the Pineapple Martinique. When it's written out, it'll be little pine and little Q at the end, Q-U-E, and the middle will be Apple Martini. So let's talk about what we're doing. We're just going to follow the basic structure of how of how an apple martini is made. All it is usually vodka, so something clear, distilled, something that doesn't have a lot of, extra flavor, doesn't bring a lot of baggage. When vodka moves into your house, you hardly even know, unless somebody's drinking it, and then you definitely know. We're also using some sweetener. In the Apple Martini's case, it is usually some sort of apple liqueur or an apple cordial or something that is appley. It's got a little bit of sourness to it, but certainly a lot of sweet. That's where our sweet comes from. And then some sort of citrus. So if we really break the Apple Martini down, we are talking about a pretty typical sour cocktail. Other cocktails that end up in the sour cocktail arena are things like the daiquiri, things like the lemon drop. There are things like the whiskey sour, right? And yeah, even if you put egg in a whiskey sour, it still becomes, don't worry about it. Trust me, if it says sour at the end of it, there's a really good chance that it's just a sour cocktail. Sweetened by some sort of sugar, soured by some sort of citrus, and then boozed by some sort of booze. We are not going to break the entire cocktail convention across its bow today. We are just going to make a pretty simple cocktail. So let's bring out our, oh good, 2 Goldies. We use our Goldies today. We are going to, first of all, let me say hello to Bootopia, who showed up, and also Loriander. Loriander did show up at some point. Good to see you, Loriander. Oh, there's Loriander. And let me say, of course, hello to Bootopia. Good to see you both. Okay. I said hello to everybody else in the pre-show. We have a pre-show to this show. If you show up on time, the days we film it, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, typically, be part of the pre-show. This is the real show. Let me show you this stuff right here. Now, it is bright. It is green. It is sort of thick. It is sweet. It is sour. It tastes a lot of apple, but it has no apple in it. in doing some research for some cocktails I was doing a while ago, I started looking into odd ingredients or ways to, it came from a show that I was using the entire pineapple. How do I use every part of the pineapple? Obviously, everybody knows the good part is the middle, that yellow fleshy stuff. Everybody loves that. You cut off the sides, you throw in some water, you get some tapache, right? So you can use the outside, you use the natural yeast there. But other than just planting the top of the pineapple and waiting for 2 years for your pineapple to grow in, not a lot of people had a lot of thoughts on what was going on with the fronds. I started looking them up. What are the fronds rich in? Well, the fronds are rich in malic acid. Malic acid is what makes an apple, a granny apple specifically, but most apples, taste like an apple. Bing! Light goes off. Well, pineapple. Oh, I already said hi to Moose. I already played a sound. I'll play it again, Carl. Good to see you again, Moose. It's on a roll. Okay. Where was I? Oh, so ding, light goes off, right? So ding, light goes off, and I said there is a universe. Oh, that's all right, Moose. It's not Moose. It is not your fault, Moose. This is Kyle's fault. Okay. There is a universe where we can use pineapple fronds in order to make an apple flavored cocktail ingredient. So I worked at it, got into my lab, I put on my little lab coat. It's a what do you call those things? Where you put them on and you walk. Robe. It's a robe. It's just a robe. It's just a robe. But I put it on and I started experimenting. And I think I got pretty gosh darn close on how this should be made. So this is called pineAPPLE syrup. It is made of, I'm going to give you the basic instructions, and then once I figure out the actual way to make it, this is a prototype currently. Once I figure out the actual way to make it, then I'll give you the whole thing. But what we're putting in here is going to be some sugar, easy, some water, okay, breaking all the rules of reality at this point. We're going to put in the palm fronds. I put in the ugly palm fronds because I like to keep the new ones, or the good looking ones, to put in my freezer so that I can use them as garnish. And then we adjust a little bit in order to make it apple-y by putting in just a little touch of some malic acid. The pineapple palm fronds have a lot of malic acid in them. They smell of apple, but it needed a little oomph. So we put a little bit of that in here. And we got this really pretty green liquid. When you put it into a cocktail, it works really well. Now we are making this in a Tiki style. I'm going to move these so we can continue on. I wanted to make it in a Tiki style. What is a Tiki style? Usually, not always, but usually involves some sort of rum. Sometimes it involves a couple different types of rum, but I did notice, and sometimes the name comes first and sometimes the cocktail comes first. In this instance, the name came first, and then I created a cocktail around it. I noticed that Martinique rum has the word martini in it. Pretty crazy, right? So we're going to be using some pineapple frond juice, and we are going to be using Martinique rum in order to make a pineapple Martinique. That's that. That's how long have I got? Oh my God. We have like 3 minutes to do the show now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take some of this pineapple Martinique. Let me say hello real quick to Janine Whoopie Kitty, who suggests maybe Stroh. Maybe Stroh. Not today. That's German. Austrian. Sorry, Tammy. That's Austrian. We're going to go ahead. Live show. We're going to go ahead and just follow the basic conventions of how a cocktail in the sour category would be made. We're going to put in 3/4 of an ounce of some of our pineapple frond syrup. We're making an apple martini, a real apple martini. Of course, what we would put in here is lemon juice. lemon juice would, you know, tie the whole room together. But this is, we're putting this in with rum. So we want instead some lime juice. Now I'm making currently some pseudo syrup, some pseudo, whatever. I'm your storm in a glass, girl. Oh. Hey, Janine Whoopee Kitty. Storm my glass, girl. Excellent. Since we're using rum, I wanted to use not lemon. I wanted to use lime. We're making some pseudo juice currently, so this is everything I squeezed out after using the rest of it. Janine Whoopee Kitty, if you want to join us, just so everybody can see sort of what's going on, we're like packed on YouTube. We're very low on Instagram. Dr. Cush, just search at Dr. Cush on YouTube. This is just lime juice. 3/4 of an ounce of some lime juice. Now, obviously, big flavors going into this. It smells so appley. It smells so appley. We are going to be taking this very, very strong smelling situation, and we're going to find an equally strong smelling rum. So I went to find my rum dealer today, and he is no longer working in the place that I go. I should have a do I have a sad sound effect? No, I don't. I should do the bow, 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 bow. I don't have it though, so you'll have to listen to me. This right here is rhum JM. This is a Martinique. Oh, let's do this. Everybody loves this. Oh yeah, never opened it before. This is a Martinique rum. It is a style of rum that comes from the island of Martinique. It is a French style of rum. They use real sugar cane, crush that sugar cane, get all the juice out of it. I don't know what they do with the rest of that sugar cane, but they make the sugar cane into rum. Normally, for most rums, it's the other way around, right? You take the cane, you make sugar out of it. The product afterwards is molasses, and then they take the molasses, make it into rum. That's efficient. The French do not care about efficiency. On the Isle of Martinique, they are much more interested in making something that tastes delicious. And let me tell you, I think Martinique rum is my favorite type of rum. I just putting it out there. I think Martinique rum agricole is my favorite type of rum. We're gonna put 1.5 ounces of some rum agricole right into here. This is just the white stuff. There's lots of other styles of Martinique rum. There's lots of ways to do Martinique rum. Rhum JM does a lot of different styles. There's all kinds of good stuff floating around. I do like that they sell it in the 1 liter bottles. It just means one less trip to the store for me. And we're gonna give this a shake. That's it. That's it for the cocktail. You don't have to worry about anything else after that. Let's take one of these nice big clear pieces of ice. Yeah, this is very, very simple. We're going to drop this in. Bloop. Somebody has a lot of information on it. Well, typically molasses were done in the Spanish, Portuguese colonies and agricole in the French colonies. It is believed to be that the French had other sources for sugar production. Not sure though. I'll put it up here so you guys can see. Oh, here's Whoopee Kitty. Good to see you, Whoopee Kitty. Made it. Probably took her a minute because I think I have that thing where you can't comment until you've been a subscriber for a minute. We're going to give this a shake. Very simple. You imagine that as you are behind a bar that has loud music in the back, somebody wants a tiki drink, somebody calls out for a zombie with 13, 15, 25 different ingredients sometimes go into these cocktails. You imagine that would put you in a bad mood, right? Now I gotta go do a bunch of touches. When we say touches, what we're talking about is how many times I have to touch a bottle or touch a garnish. Anytime that your hand has to do anything to a bottle or to an ingredient, that is a touch. This currently is a 4-touch drink. We have 3 touches for the ingredients, and then we have 1 touch for the garnish. Obviously shaking for all of them. That does not count as a touch. We're going to go ahead and give this a big shake. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Uh, there's some arguing about what type of whiskey people like. What's going to happen? Crack that open. All right. I want to see how this thing looks. Let's start off over here, though, by grabbing a nice chilled frosty glass. We remembered to chill our glass earlier. We'll take our Hawthorne strainer, throw this in, and see if we can't get a nice, yeah, that's nice and green. And of course, because we put that pineapple frond in here, it has some of those pineapple proteins or whatever the heck it is that make all that froth. So we have a nice frothy cocktail. We have a almost two-layered cocktail. It's a little light to see, but trust me. Let's bring in froth cam, can we? Bring in froth cam. There we go. Froth cam. A little bit of froth. I'm smelling an awful lot of apple coming off of this thing. That is good news, but we don't want anybody confusing this with a normal apple martini. So what are we gonna do? Well, since nobody knows exactly what to do with the rest of the pineapple fronds, I am going to use one of them as my garnish. This is just one of the teeny tiny parts. This is about as big as it came about this big. Had a little bit of extra white on the bottom. Cut that off. Throw this in here and take one of our little, for when the mice dry their clothes. Throw that right there so that we have this beaut right there, just hanging off the side. Let's put it on the wheel of glamour real quick so we can see what's going on. Oh God, it's so bright. Let's bring it down to the low brightness. That's probably the low brightness right there. Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh boy. Ooh. Nice, green, interesting. Big smells, big flavors coming off of that. I'm not smelling the lime. I am smelling a little of the Martinique rum. I am smelling a lot of the apple. We're feeling pretty good about this. Let's give this a little tasteroo, see how we did. Is this worth serving in a bar? 3 ingredients. Oh my gosh. All right, we can put that down. Write that down in the book just to give it a big old check. Really nice. The citric acid sits with you afterwards. I don't know. My very, very talented wife is often talking for a living. She talks for a living. Very, very good talker, one of the best. But she sometimes finds that people that also talk for a living get a little spitty in their mouth. Their mouth gets too much spit when they're chatting. So what they do is they throw in a little bit of malic acid, dries out all the spit in your mouth. It's a gross thing to talk about, but it's important to talk about. I am getting that from this cocktail. After you bite an apple, and your mouth just feels like it's become dry. Just become somewhat acrid. I'm getting that from this. It's appley. It's interesting. It's the rum is big, but Martinique rum is supposed to be big. It tastes very Tiki-esque, mostly due to the rum. I'm not catching any pineapple at all, right? Could be a misnamed cocktail, the pineapple Martinique, but really the part that we are exemplifying in this is going to be the apple part, and we have done it. Very excited. Really like that. My wife has. Here's a little thing for you guys to know. In her business, it's called clicking. When you got too much spit in your mouth, it's called clicking. So in order to not click, people will sell you drops that have malic acid in them. They'll sell you sprays that have malic acid in them. Or what you should do is have a pineapple Martinique right before you go into your thing. You'll be a little loose, be a little ready to go. And there we go. Her is insane. Hi, Esther and Funky Dunky. Love the word Funky Dunky. Yeah, very, very nice. I think a funky rum would be great here. Nuys. Oh, so let me go a little. I enjoy the funk from time to time. Depends on the mix. Neat. Appleton 12 year is up there. Yeah. Listen, we can all disagree on what the best rum is. If you ask me on a class where I am making something with a really deep, dark Jamaican rum, I will probably tell you at that point that Jamaican rum is my favorite type of rum. Because I've been looking forward to making this particular cocktail all day, I am very much enjoying this one. Kyle, do you want to come in and give this a rating? Since I can't rate my own cocktails. You're more than welcome to pop on in, give this a little rating, see what you think. And I'm sure you will end up stealing it, because that is how Kyle works. But I'll make myself another one. Well, you guys have a lot of... I have a weakness for Jamaican rum. Yeah, Appleton is good. Low Dunder rum, but I like funkier ones too. Okay, yeah, Kyle ran in here. All right, Kyle, popping over. So Kyle, what we're looking for is, I don't know if you even watch the show or if you're just in there for the chats, but we're looking for apple. We want that apple to pop. We want the rum to exist in there. We don't want the lime to take over, but we just want to hang out. Tammy is not here. I talked to Tammy last night, actually. We were supposed to play golf, but I was unavailable, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Kyle's floating off the ground. Taking his time. That's a glove right off the screen. You gotta glove that. Am I right, Kyle? I'm gonna make myself one real quick. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget to make myself one. And then, just to show you how quickly this would go IRL, I got to take my bottle caps off. We're gonna go ahead and put in, just as a bit of a recap, we're gonna put in 3/4 of an ounce of some lime juice. We're gonna put in 3/4 of an ounce of some pineapple juice. I gotta find a frond syrup. And then we'll flip this over and put in 1.5 ounces of our delicious rum JM, the Martinique. I bumped it up a little bit because this is mine. And we will give this one more shake. I don't have another, I don't have another chilled glass, but I'm a professional. Here we go. And dump this right in here. There we go. And we dumped a little faster this time. And we got a little bit more of that foam. That's what we're looking for right there. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. A screenshot of the chat for inspiration. Or talking about inspiration just to keep going, or probably more for the rum tastings. Is there an off-the-shelf alternative to pineapple leaf apple flavor juice? That is a great question, Frank Exploration. No, there is not. This is completely homemade. I have never seen anybody ever make this before. So unfortunately, when you are at the forefront of doing these weird things, I don't have an alternative for you. It's very simple to work and try. Mixing some pineapple fronds. If you're already making pineapple for your garnishes and whatnot, pull off those pineapple fronds, mix them with some water and some sugar. And if you want to add a little bit of extra, my goodness, a little extra malic acid, you should be good there. But no, there isn't. The closest thing I would say to it would be probably an apple liqueur. That would be the closest thing. Something that has a little bit of sourness to it, a lot of sweet. Kyle's lawyer giving me the green heart, or maybe not me. Probably not me. There we go. Yes, directors love drunk actors. Directors love drunk actors. Yeah, Kyle is always here. You know Kyle. Loriander, can you extract flavors from the pineapple frond with oleosaccharum or another technique? Possibly. I don't think you're gonna find. I don't know. Honestly, Loriander, I think this is a really good thing to explore to get pure pine, because right now I'm blending it. That's the only mixing I'm doing, and then straining it. But if we could get the flavors out with oleosaccharum, that might also work. Throw a little bit of citric acid or a little malic acid in there with. We're gonna try it. We're gonna keep going. This is a really good way to. This is a really good way to make it this way, because I can do it in about 15 minutes. Oleosaccharum, it takes about 4 hours, not of pure work, but just the waiting. And then I'll ask, we got Moose asking a question. Any good tips for speeding up my cocktail making process? Yes, absolutely I do. First of all, pre-mixing is your best friend when you are making that stuff. If you have just give yourself and your small bar a menu. There's a reason that bars have menus, and that reason is because we can't just be making anything all the time, all at once, right? We have to have some structure to it. So find some blends. If your bar is going to be a Negroni bar, a Negroni is great because you can pre-mix a Negroni, put the water in it before you go, put it into a freezer, pour that out. You don't need to do anything else. If you're making more Tiki forward drinks, get everything that is boozy first and have that ready to go, right? Put all the rums, all of the vermouths, all of the liqueurs, put that into a bottle, put that into your freezer, that is ready to go. Now that is on your menu. After that, take out a lime, squeeze a lime, put in a little bit of orgeat, get the orgeat going, or switch out your orgeat for falernum, which doesn't always work, but sometimes is the way to go. Yeah, non-touchable, freezer cocktail, of course non-touchable would say that. He's an ice maven. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I think that's what we got. I think we have figured it out. So, and it's only 42, so we didn't go too long. This right here, the pineapple Martinique, I feel like it's a winner. It's got enough Tiki going to it that it will end up on a menu. So, very excited about that. In the coming weeks, we are going to be doing almost exclusively Dr. Cush's exotic original cocktails. So get ready for that. There will be some that you guys probably will not be able to make in advance, but for a lot of them, as I'm figuring out this, Kyle's gonna kill me for wiping this up with this. I don't have my towel on me. I don't have my what was I saying? I forget. Thing's too good. So if I have a technique perfected, I will show you guys the technique. If I'm still working on a technique, then I may be doing some stuff beforehand and just telling you about what I did. So good luck. Good luck. And here we go. Until what? Extra paper, Kyle, for what? I gave him a drink. Exactly. Yeah, we'll have to work on a system soon for sharing it from meetups. Yes, stand by, everybody. Stand back and stand by. I also wonder how much flavor you get from pineapple frond if you let it sit in rum for some days. Couple different ways to get flavor out of that. Lori Anders touched on two of the big ones: mastication by pulling it out with sugar, or by just letting it sit. We'll try a few more. Yeah, Tim takes his pay and drinks. Get over it. Until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning into Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush, and what do we always say when Kyle's lawyer shows up? What do we say? It's not me. That's probably 15 people booing. Until next time, thanks so much for showing up at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Oh, we'll be back tomorrow. Wednesday show this week. Did I say it to everybody? Oh yeah, mostly you didn't leave. Wednesday show tomorrow. It's got to be a Wednesday show tomorrow. Wednesday show this week, no Thursday. So until then, bye-bye. No, it didn't work. One sec. Bye-bye.
me crazy? I know you are, but what am I?